This morning's message is a different one in as far as I'm playing a director in putting a drama or a play together that has various characters. And anybody want to know what the play is, what the title of the play is? The Prodigal Son. And you're all showing up to try out, to play for the various characters of this play this morning. So I'm the director, and so I'm explaining things to you. Thanks for coming for tryouts this morning. It's great to see you. I'm glad that you're interested in as far as playing one of the characters. And as we begin casting, remember that each of you will get a part, so don't be concerned about that. And you may have in mind which part it is that you may want to have, but allow me to explain each one of the characters so that you will know about much more about your part and how you will be interacting with the other characters. How many of you want to be Pharisees? Don't go there. But let me describe to you the character of the Pharisees as it will play out in this morning's drama. There are main characters in this play. They really are. And if you play a Pharisee, you'll have probably the largest part in this drama. And you must be responsive. I mean, more responsive probably than you ever have been in your life. You will appear in every single scene. Although the spotlight will not be on you often, you will be in the splash of light. You will be there nonetheless. However, it's a non-speaking, low-energy part when compared to some of the other characters. Facial expressions are of utmost importance. You must be shocked and horrified that Jesus spends so much time with sinners. Throw up your hands constantly. This guy calls himself a rabbi? He must not be a very smart rabbi because he contaminates himself with evil and wastes his time on sinners. You must look amused when the son gets his part of the inheritance and goes off to play. I want you, nudge one another because you know that he's going to have a really good time. You need to look pompous and self-righteous. Oh, some of you look like you might play that part quite well. When the younger one especially eats with pigs, something that no good Jew would ever do under any circumstance. And if you play the part of a Pharisee, I want you to arch your back and look down your nose and occasionally give the shame sign with your fingers. Act as though this is just simply a little morality play in which one gets what he or she deserves. Act as though this is the end of the play and it's over with. You must be shocked. You must be especially shocked when you see the father run out to meet his son who's come home. Shocked that the father, and no respecting adult man, runs. And be shocked that in his running, he does what? He hikes up his robe and he shows his bare skin. Shocked that he doesn't even allow for his son to make his confession. Shocked that he orders the banquet, the ring, the shoes, the slaughter of the fatted calf. Act so shocked that you can't bear to look. You cover your eyes, unable to look at this sickening scene. You must look self-righteous about the attitude of the older brother. Nodding your head in agreement with him. Yeah, he's got it right. If anybody's got it right, he does. As he voices his hurt, his jealousy, be defensive for his outrage. Supportive of his defiant attitude even though his brother who was lost has now been found, who was dead and is now alive. And whenever the Father pleads with him to return, give the Father a look that could kill. How many of you want to be Pharisees? Don't raise your hand. How about the younger son? Lots of people like to play that role of the younger son because you know what? It's got some fun parts. It really does. You get to let go of all of your restraints just for a little while. You can dance to the drummer of this world. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? To the dance to the drummer of whatever your world might be. You get to do what you heretofore you have only fantasized about. It may not be as easy as you think. I'm amazed how difficult it is for people to play this role of the younger son because they've fantasized a great deal, but they find it difficult nonetheless. But don't worry about it. You'll be coached. There will be people on each side of the stage coaching you who have danced to the worldly drummer for a long time. I think you'll get the hang of it. The scene of squandering your money in a distant country is the easiest to play. Just keep dancing. It's all you got to do. Initially, just keep dancing. And most of you can do that, I know. And occasionally a voice from the stage will ask, "Are you having fun yet?" And you'll answer, "Yes." As a matter of fact, yes. But the camera will focus on your eyes, and your eyes will not be saying yes. With each call of, "Are you having fun yet?" increase the pace of your dancing until your dancing becomes frantic. The toughest scene is when you're all alone by yourself, except with the pigs. Again, we'll coach you. And like I said, you'll be alone with the exception of the pigs, but there isn't really much coaching that's necessary here. The scene is so overwhelming, the despair, the agony, the distress will show, and we'll hear it in your voice, in your face, and in your body language. During this scene, we'll flash, are you ready? Some pills, a handgun, and some rope across the screen. The scene about returning to your father, that's also difficult too. You need to portray fear because you're fearful that you're going to hear from your father. Can you guess? I have told you so. I told you so. That you will be rejected, or at best that you're going to be treated as one of his servants. For some of you, that scene will be hard, though for others will come naturally. You'll try to resist your father's embrace. At first, initially, you really won't want to do that. But when you realize it's genuine, you'll stop resisting and accept his goodness. The banquet scene, that'll take practice. It's also a dance scene. There will be dancing, but like this, the dancing is joyful here. It's graceful, and if you think about it, it's a liturgical dance. It's a dance in which worship is happening. Pretend that you're at the best party that you've ever been at before, but again, party differently than earlier in the play. In those scenes, you were desperately looking for happiness. In this scene, you are actually happy and joyful. And again, a voice from off the stage will say, "Are you having fun yet?" And you won't say anything. You'll just look towards the voice with a huge smile. And the camera will focus on your eyes that know joy. The Father. Now talk about a demanding, emotionally draining role. It's not a role for amateurs. It demands giving, giving what is not deserved, receiving who is not worthy, running, winning one back who is not willing to be won back. This role is not tough because of the lines, it's tough because of the heart. It's tough because of the heart that goes behind the lines. It's the very heart of God. It's the heart that welcomes back a son who has no right to be received. To play this role, you need to run. You need to be physically fit because you need to run as fast as you possibly can. You've got to have a lot of energy. You need be prepared to make a complete fool of yourself. But it does not matter. You're receiving back your son who was lost and is found, who was dead and is now alive. When you reach your son, you cover him with your best robe, just as Christ has covered us with his righteousness. You put shoes on your son's feet, showing his sonship. You put a ring on his finger, showing the bond of your love for him. And in the next scene, you organize the banquet. And when your servants ask which china, you say, the finest, the best. Which crystal? The finest. Which menu? The fatted calf. You spare nothing. You order a banquet for one who deserves to eat with the pigs. Your last scene will be pleading with your older son to come join you and to join his brother at this banquet, and you show frustration and despair. Your son, who has never been lost, has now become lost. The one you thought was alive is suddenly found to be dead. He will not come to the banquet. It's heart-wrenching, and it's not resolved. The older brother. Sadly, this is an easy part for most people to play. That's the sad part. All they merely need to do is act naturally. They have practiced the scene many times. At a sibling's birthday party as a child, at the athletic banquet when someone gets the highest honors, in their marriage when their spouse was celebrated instead of them, at work when co-workers were promoted. Most people have this part down well. The ending. The drama ends with everyone frozen in position. Frozen. In the closing scene, the self-righteous Pharisees merge into the older brother. And the brother Pharisee face freezes as defiant, hard, mean. And the father freezes inviting, pleading for this brother who was now lost and dead to come to the banquet. The younger brother freezes in great humility, a graceful dance, experiencing the happiness of a sinner who has repented. Well, guess what time it is? It's time to start the drama. It's time to start the play. The stage is just outside these doors. Which character will you play this week? In Jesus' name, amen.